Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Thursday, May the 11th, 2023. My name is Stephen Carnegie, and welcome to This Is Just a Thought. Today's word of the day, ramshackle, which means in very bad condition and in need of repair. Ramshackle. Hope everyone is enjoying their Thursday. End of the work week is almost here. One more day. Man, the week went by fast, didn't it? Or is it just me? It seemed like it went by pretty fast. I could have sworn it was just Monday. And I look up, wake up, and it's Thursday. Work week is almost here. The weekend is coming. Well, temperatures here in North Carolina are very pleasant and beautiful. Temperatures are going to get back up into the 80s, but very low humidity. So here comes another one of those wonderful spring, manageable, pleasant, cool days, if I can say that. Yeah, temperatures are going to be in the 80s. It still feels good outside, or it's going to feel good outside, I should say. I went out this morning. It was a little cool, but man, that's what I like. Like I always say, early spring or early fall is my time of the year. The seasons I love. I just do. Right before it gets too hot and right before it gets too cold. Well, just is. I will continue to enjoy this beautiful weather, at least until the weekend. Not going to be a total washout, but there will be some showers, probably Saturday and Sunday in the afternoons or evening. Of course, Sunday's Mother's Day, but they're saying it like I said, it won't be a total washout, so folks can still get out and about, take moms to dinner or cook out for moms, do whatever you want to. It's still going to be a lovely day. Just is. All right, let's move along here, man. Slap me across the mouth and call me Susie. Because just about all. I've got some more games tonight, of course. But two of my playoff predictions for the NBA, it didn't go so well. Just didn't. It was horrible. None of my predictions came true. And this is why I don't predict these games. I just sit back and enjoy them. And this is the reason why right here. Gambling Man series. The odds makers and the bookies in Las Vegas and the point shavers and the NBA even. Hey, you got to keep these series going. That's how you make your money. That's how you get your fan base. Because the Miami Heat, they lost to the New York Knicks. The Knicks won 112 to 103. Randall and Brunson, they showed up. Finally. Finally. They showed up, but the Heat still leads that series 3-2. So tomorrow night we'll see what happens. It's just one of those things, I guess. I gather, if I could say that. Man, but it still was a good game, fairly decent game. The Heat, hey, it is what it is. Butler was, he was playing. They just couldn't get anything going. It was just the Knicks night, I guess. Hey, the Knicks, like I said before, the Knicks are a good squad. They're young. They're still learning. So this is most definitely experience. Do I think they're going to win and advance further along? No. No, they're not. They're not. They're just not. Miami's too good. They're too strong. They have too many weapons, even with the bench. Guys coming off the bench. So, hey, it's not going to... New York's not going to advance, but it still was a good game last night. And in the other game, wow, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors won 121 to 106. Steph Curry and company, they finally got in their groove. They came out running and gunning. They had the Lakers on their heels early on. Like I said, hey, they came out. They were hyped. They were pumped. They were shooting. They were all over the place. Defensively, offensively, they had it all together. Lakers just couldn't catch a break. So much so, man. Anthony Davis, old Brittle Bones. Old Brittle Bones had to leave the game. He got hit in the head accidentally. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't a flagrant foul. It was just a sport of basketball. Just a sport. You know, hey, they were, him and, I can't remember the guy, but they were going after a ball, and he inadvertently hit Anthony Davis in the head. Anthony Davis, he left the court in a he left the court in a wheelchair. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that ever in the NBA. All the years I've been watching. Yeah, he left the court in a wheelchair. And of course, he's still questionable for tomorrow night's game. Of course, maybe it's the protocol for concussions. Maybe that's the reason why he's questionable. They're checking him out, trying to see if he has a concussion or not. It was a pretty good whack, I gotta say. And I'm not making light of it. It was a pretty good whack to the head. But yeah, Golden State, man, they put on, you know, hey, they show they want to be messed around. Don't count them out yet. LeBron James, of course, you know, he was trying to get things going. You know, Davis went out. Even though Davis went out while he was there, he was producing somewhat. Wasn't like he would expect like he did in those earlier games. He didn't have any blocked shots. So Golden State was able to penetrate, and they put it into work and ended up with the victory. We'll see how this goes, man. Yeah, none of my predictions came true. Oh man, none of them. I just knew. I said, man, this is it for New York. They're out of there. This is the Heat's going to have some time to rest and get themselves together before they, you know, travel on to face whoever's the winner of that 76ers and Celtics series, which is, of course, that's going down tonight. And I said, yeah, they'll have a little break before they venture out into that. But the hell, it looks like I would say the 76ers can close it out tonight. But, I mean, the way things went last night, who knows? Who knows? But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with this. And also tonight is going to be the Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns. Once again, Denver quite possibly could close it out. Heaven forbid if the Suns get it together. Like I said, Durant and Booker, they've been playing well, but they just can't pull out that win. Paul George is still out. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He has some type of groin sprain or something like that. He's much needed. Maybe the Suns, you know, if they had him, maybe they could be up in the series instead of down fighting for their lives. Looks like we'll see what happens tonight. I don't think I'm going to make any more predictions. I'm not. I'm done. I'm just done with it. Obviously, I don't know what I am talking about. Just don't. All right. Let's go get it. Man, this is going to be short and sweet today. But I wanted to come back up here and follow up with you guys about Representative George Santos. You know, he finally went to court yesterday. If you listen to yesterday's podcast, I told you he was doing court to face federal fraud charges. And I told you guys that those charges will be revealed once he's standing in front of the judge and he enters a guilty or not guilty plea. He entered a not guilty plea. So, hey, the guy says he's not guilty. And there is the presumption of innocent until proven guilty. Who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. But he entered the guilty plea, and the charges were revealed. You've been a very busy man, Representative Santos. You've been on one. Just have. You've been all on one. You've been all over the place. Oh, wow. I mean, I call him like I see him because the reason why I say that is I posted something on TikTok yesterday after I did this podcast. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I posted a little minute video talking about the charges he was going to face, and a lot of folks, quite a few folks, they became upset. They said, I guess they thought I was picking on him because he was a Republican, or maybe some thought I was picking on him or calling him out because he's gay. Now, if you know me, that could be furthest from the truth. I don't care about your party affiliation. I don't care about your sexual preference. I don't care about your race. I don't care about your gender. I call him like I see him. A thief is a thief. A hustler is a hustler. Just that simple. I think some folks get all caught up in the hoopla of being or belonging to a certain political party, and whenever whoever it is that's in that political party, they feel they come under attack, they got to jump to their defense. I mean, that's fine. That's your that's your right. You have every right to jump to defense if you feel that strongly about that person. But how can you defend this? How can you defend how this guy manipulated the voters of Long Island and Queens? Because those are the districts he represents. How can you defend the fact that he finagled and lied and finessed money that was supposed to be he was allegedly raising? Because I'll get to that also. Those charges came into that. He was allegedly raising money. Said he was part of some super PAC, and I guess he was going to form a exploratory commission to do whatever. Took money that was given as a donation for that specific purpose and used it for his own personal gain. How anyone could defend that? Well, I'm sorry, he allegedly did that. Like I said yesterday, when the feds get wind of something and they come a snooping, they're gonna snoop it out, and it appears they have. So yeah, I won't say I got into it. I was kind of shocked about the response on TikTok. I thought I did a very nice job. I explained the facts. Maybe I was supposed to lie. I can't do that. Sorry, not sorry. I just ain't doing that. So let's move along here to the charges he faces. Enough of that TikTok nonsense. I won't get into this internet debate like that because like I always say, at my closing, hey, leave a comment. I won't bite. I'm pretty thick-skinned. Either yay or nay, whatever the case may be. But those folks on TikTok, boy, they take their politics and their representatives in their political party very seriously. I don't do the internet gangster debate. If it's either yay or nay, I'm fine with it. But the personal shots, you can keep that. You just can't. And if somehow, some way, you're under the impression that you're intimidating or belittling or degrading me, think again. I've been on this earth almost 50 years. I came out of the womb being talked about and being ridiculed and scorned. So there's really not too much more you humanoids could say to me. I've heard it all before. Lived it all before, still living it. So, I mean, hey, if you want to bring race or politics into the equation, by all means. I'm just not traveling down that road with you. I'm not. All right, so let's get back to Representative Santos here. Boy, you have been a very, very busy man. Boy. Well, like I said, he appeared in federal court yesterday in New York, and they unsealed the indictment, and he entered a not guilty plea, and it was revealed that he faces 13 charges, ranging from one, wire fraud, all that money exchanging hands, folks sending money to you. It could be as simple as I believe, Simple as Cash App. I guess if you're transferring funds through Cash App, I used to think it was just Western Union, but if you're doing that internet transferring the funds, they can get you for wire fraud. So he has some charges with wire fraud. 2, he has some money laundering when he took that money that was supposed to be for something and he used it for something else. That's money laundering. And 3, stealing public funds. Going back to that money again. All that money. And number 4, lying on a federal disclosure form. That's when he falsified that income. Said he had $500,000 when he only had made $55,000 in 2 years. Like I said, when the feds start snooping, I don't care who you are, I don't care how much power and clout you have, when the feds come in, whether you like them or not, when they get wind of something, they ain't coming to break bread with you. They ain't coming for a cup of tea. They're coming to nail your hide to the, you know what, they just are. Now, what the federal prosecutors have said is one of his schemes, and that's because they flat out called it his schemes. Yeah, it was a scheme. The whole damn thing is a scheme. I mean, clearly, even though it's alleged, and I still say it's alleged, and the way they're explaining it, it's a scheme. Old common hustle. Like I said, I call it a hustle every day of the week. I don't care who you are. Now, what they're said is one of the schemes, it was Santos and another gentleman, or another person, they didn't specify, in 2022 solicited and received at least $50,000 in donation under the guise that it was being used for one of those super PACs, one of those exploratory commissions that was going to get how the voters feel, where they stand, and gather all the resources that is needed to garner support. So that donation, apparently there were some high-ranking officials, but they said they weren't politicians. They were just independent businessmen. One was, of course, from around New York, owned a car dealership or whatever. He donated some money, and apparently Mr. Santos and this other gentleman or other person, they pocketed the funds. And of course, as we know, he is alleged to have used those funds to pay off credit card bills, get him some nice clothes, get him somewhere to stay, and now we know he even made car payments with it. Wow. That was the start of your business scheme. He took the damn money and pretty much put it in his pocket and used it for his own personal gain. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And number 2, that fraudulently while applying, and this is the thing for me. This is it. I don't care who you are. You can't debate this if it's true. That fraudulently, while applying for and receiving unemployment benefits for the pandemic, well, he applied and received $24,000 in pandemic unemployment benefits while he was employed at an investment firm where he earned $120,000 a year. So I guess he did find an investment firm he worked for, even though he lied about the Saks and the Merrill Lynch. So he found employment with this some investment firm, and he was making $120,000 a year. But somehow, some way, he applied for pandemic unemployment and received the $24,000. There's going to be a lot of folks, not just these politicians, but a lot of common folks are going to get caught up with these PPP loans. The government made it so easy. They just did. They made it fairly easy to just, hey. It didn't appear, and I did a podcast back when all of this was coming out about these PPP loans last year sometime. I personally, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really see that much oversight with how these PPP loans were distributed. All folks had to do was fill out necessary paperwork, And they got a loan. Or they got the benefits, unemployment benefits. He was still, apparently, allegedly, he was still employed. And I'll get to that one also, because after the charges was read, he entered a not guilty plea. He walked out and took to the microphone. That would be the last thing I would do. That would be the last thing I would do, me personally. If you're going to have me up in federal court, I need the feds. I need the Department of Justice, the feds. I need you guys to prove it. I don't need to have this case out in the public eye. I need you to present all of your damn evidence to me. And I can defend myself if I'm being falsely accused. Catch my drift? So he took to the microphone. All right, moving along. And also number three, he was lying on financial disclosure forms, misleading the public in the House of Representatives. That has to go back to that itemized list of your income. And he said he made $50,000. He had however many hundreds of thousands of dollars, but he only made $55,000 over 2 years. Now, like I said, he went to that microphone and he said, hey, look, I'm innocent. This is a witch hunt. Okay, witch hunt. Now, like I said, he remained steadfast. He said, hey, this is witch hunt. I will prove my innocence no matter what. And that, oh, by the way, I'm not going to resign and I am going to seek re-election. But, Representative McCarthy has been pretty tight-lipped during this whole thing because of that slim majority that the Republicans hold. I believe it's by 1 or 2 votes. And they certainly need him in there if they're going to get their agenda through. Because right now there's a big debate and Democrats and Republicans aren't seeing eye to eye about raising that debt ceiling. And Democrats are saying, hey, we need to raise the debt ceiling to get this inflation under control. Republicans are saying, no, you don't need to raise the debt. You just need to cut back on some of your damn spending. I got to agree with them on that. Way too much spending. It's like I said with those PPP loans. There's no oversight. Any old fool off the street that could get an address could just apply, and they got the benefits. So they need Santos in there. But Representative McCarthy came out and said yesterday, he says, Representative Santos has a lot going on. He has too much going on. I don't think he should seek re-election, and I won't be endorsing him. So he finally spoke out. I mean, hey, at this point, with everything that is going on, and the Republican Party is trying to push through, their agenda and get things back to how they feel it should be, and then you have this guy in here just taking, falsely obtaining money to pay for his lifestyle, then lying about how much he made, hiding or moving money around. So McCarthy came out and said, nope, that's a no-go for me. I won't be endorsing him. He doesn't need to seek re-election. And then there are a lot of Republicans also that are saying the same thing. Either you need to resign, or if you decide to stay and by some happenstance, you don't need to seek re-election. Now, like I said, the Republicans have a slim majority in the House. I think it's him, Santos, at 1 vote. Heaven forbids if some Democrats get together and decide, hey, we want him out of here, and we want him out of here now. There goes that power that the Republicans so desperately need. Right out the door. Right out the door. Now, also, this is the other thing that came out that I kind of left me scratching my head, because I was like, what did he just say? Now, he was flat out asked by a reporter in regards to that unemployment benefits that he received, or the PPP loans. He's flat out asked, you are being accused that you allegedly filed for unemployment. You received $24,000 in benefits, And yet and still, you were still working at this investment firm where you made $120,000 a year. Santos' response: I don't know where the feds got their wires crossed or if they're confused, but I was unemployed. Then he kind of swayed and swayed back, and he said, yeah, I did work for that investment firm, but at the time I filed for unemployment, I was in between jobs. Boy, you sound like a cat in child support court. When the judge asks him where's his income, is he employed? He says, "Oh, I'm in between jobs." Sound just like that. You just do. To me, I don't know how the rest of you guys view that, but you sound just like one of these guys in child support court that ain't working nowhere, that is out there hustling. So yeah, his response to that was he doesn't know where the feds got the wires crossed, or if they're confused, because he wasn't working. He was in between jobs. Sound like a regular, everyday, common old folks. He's in between jobs. I don't know where the phrase "in between jobs" came from, but for me, how I see it, either you got a job or you don't. Hey, ain't no in between. Either you're working or you ain't. So I don't know where the phrase "in between employment" comes from. I just don't understand it. Either you are or you're not. So he filed, got $24,000 in benefits, and he's saying he was unemployed. He was no longer working for that investment firm, and hey, he doesn't know where the feds got their wires crossed. I mean, maybe he was in between jobs, or maybe they had him in a temporary status. He wasn't there working full time. That could be a easy explanation also. Can it? Should it? Hey, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. So it appears Representative Santos, like I said, you've been a very busy man. You got a lot of explaining to do. There sure is a lot of money that they've tracked, and the money they've tracked, it all comes back to fraudulent use or obtaining it by fraudulent reasons. Or for fraudulent reasons, I should say. Yeah, I mean, hey, the allegation that you took that money, you were supposed to be forming that super PAC, and you used that money to pay off some of your debt and maintain your appearance. Then you got the fact that you filed for this this unemployment, this pandemic relief unemployment, while you're supposedly still working or in between jobs. I don't know how that works. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of folks getting jammed up by that, and that's going to be regular, everyday folks. It ain't just going to be these politicians. It just is. Over the years, I gotta say, I've learned, maybe this is me, maybe I'm standing out on that proverbial limb like I'm always standing, but I've learned, observed, and was always told, don't fool with the feds' money. Don't mess with federal money, because they always backtrack. They always come back around to make sure it's being used for what it's supposed to. And if it's not being used for what it's supposed to, they are going to ask, they will get their money back. And that's where you are. You're in a tight spot. There's a lot of Fed dollars, and they want their money back. And as far as that you taking that money that was supposed to be used for you to form that super PAC, and you putting it in your pocket, allegedly, that's another thing. It just is. Wow. You got a lot going on, homie. You got a lot going on. Just like Representative McCarthy said, you got way too much going on. You're a distraction. How can you do your job effectively if they're hounding you like this? They're watching your every move. don't see how you can represent those folks in Long Island and Queens. I just don't. Maybe that's me. Maybe you can multitask. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go and skedaddle. Oh, also, man, speaking of the economy of sorts, it's been long talked about the technology world or business. It's not faring too well. Microsoft just announced, or they announced earlier, that they were going to lay off about 10,000 employees. And now they announced that they were not, I repeat, are not going to be giving out raises this year to their employees. Instead, for their full-time employees, they are going to be giving them bonuses and promotions and stock rewards. Well, yeah, Microsoft, I mean, it's been known that during COVID, a lot of these tech companies or tech giants, a lot of folks were forced to work from home, and a lot of these operating systems or with the selling and using of these operating systems or how they do business, it wasn't a great demand because businesses across the board, not just these tech companies, a lot of these folks worked from home. Didn't have to come into the office. So it appears Microsoft has taken a hit, and they are going to start cutting some losses. Hey, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. So Microsoft is the next one to continue with their layoffs. I think it's going to be a lot more companies, tech companies, that are going to be laying off. Google has already started. Now you got Microsoft. COVID. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. It did what it did. Certainly opened a lot of folks' eyes. Just did. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to skedaddle. I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely Thursday. Well, that's all for me. And I would like to thank you for lending me your ears this morning. Continue to like, follow, social support on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Verbal, and WordPress, and on YouTube. And if you just by happenstance go over to TikTok, just type in my name. Hey, leave a comment. Just that's like I always say, here on YouTube, leave a comment. Even on Anchor, you can leave a voice response. Leave a comment. I'm fine. I'm pretty thick-skinned. I won't bite. I'll either tell you I agree with you or I don't agree with you. We're all adults. There's no need to get upset and riled up and start trying to hurl out personal insults. Questioning my mental stability or my intellect. Wow. Folks can get grimy. Good thing I'm pretty thick-skinned. Also, good thing I know the Lord. Just is. Hey, as always, thank you for listening. My name is Stephen Carnegie, for This Is Just a Thought. Amen.